Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, sir. This is Nishtha Gautam. I sent you a text.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Right, sir, today the Hindu has carried an
Yes.
editorial lambasting the
Yes.
PCI.
Yes. On the wrong side. Yes.
Yes, yes. Sir, as an industry veteran, I really want to know where you stand on the matter.
I think it's disgraceful what the press council said. It's it's a dystopian press council. It appears, and whoever is behind it, it's quite disgraceful. And this is the lowest point the press council has, which was once abolished during the emergency, has reached. It's a statutory quasi, as the Hindu editorial points out,
Yes.
quasi-judicial, supposed to be autonomous, and its mandate is to two parts of the mandate. One is to protect freedom of the press and of journalists, and the second is to monitor the ethics of the
Maintain high
professional.
standards of
Yes,
journalism.
yes.
Right.
And say that it's just a dystopia, dystopia, a dystopian vision of media freedom in India, because they say, as the Hindu editorial points out, in the interest of the integrity and sovereignty of the nation, these restrictions.
No,
This is also blatantly unconstitutional, because Article 1A in particular,
yes.
has this concept of reasonable restrictions, and they are under heads specified by law.
Right, sir.
So any censorship, any attack can be justified if this is the standard in the name of the integrity and sovereignty of the nation. Then there's public order and so on.
Absolutely. It is being raised clearly as a bogey.
It is worse than a bogey. This was not called for by the press council. Obviously, they are trying to curry favor with the those who have made the decision in Kashmir, and disgraceful.
Right, sir. Can you remember?
I don't know, but I hope the working journalists and editors have not gone along with it, because if you look at the composition of the press council, it's packed with people who shouldn't be there. It's not. It's a completely wrong concept. On the one hand, it seems it's packed with industry people, but there are MPs, there are others, officials, and of course, retired judges, chair. So I'm not privy to who took what position. We can find out. We have sources enough, but disgraceful to use the press council in this way, and I don't think it could have been a democratically arrived decision of the press council.
No, sir. People have actually, the members have come out and said that they were not even consulted.
The chairman issued it. Yeah. Okay.
That they were not even consulted, and they're going to file another affidavit saying that we do not endorse this.
Yeah, they could also issue their own statement condemning this. The members of the press council who are there, they can't just be removed. They can issue a statement even if they're in a minority in the press council, which, as I said, is packed with composition is all wrong. The press council.
Sir,
normally an independent ombudsman-like body would have independent members,
right,
free of both the industry and the government. And those in authority. It should be independent. That's the idea of the which was floated in the UK in the Levison report, because it's not come into force. But the whole idea that they should be independent and so on. So this is dystopia for media freedom.
Right, sir. Can you recall any other incident in the past where something like this had happened? Maybe not as severe as what has happened now, but where the Press Council of India has actually become a mouth person, the spokesperson and the mouthpiece of the government of the day.
I can't vouch for every detail, but I'm not aware of anything like this. Nothing like this has happened, to my knowledge. And in fact, the fact that Indira Gandhi's government had the press council abolished during the emergency is some kind of tribute to at least its potential. I don't know I can't remember what they actually did. The press council was seen as a fetter, an unnecessary restriction on emergency powers,
right,
censorship. So I can't think of this. Must be the lowest point, I think. And in any case, it's disgraceful in this day and age.
Right.
And undemocratic. It's arbitrary. If you mentioned that they said they were not consulted.
Mm-hmm.
So
where do we go from here, sir?
In fact, it is illegitimate. It can't be a decision of the press council. For the chairman issued it, did he?
Yes.
Justice Prasad, the statement, and
Yes.
it's not. So you can question even the legitimacy of the position taken by the press council, because this is not the position of the press council. This is the position of some individual who's there.
Right, but sir, people
And in
may.
2019, I got the Raja Ram Mohan Roy Award instituted by the press council, and Mr. Arun Jaitley presented the award. There were other awards also, but this was one of the major ones. And so suddenly I was surprised. But it's not. This is not to say the press council has not been done any good work in the past, because although it's often seen as toothless, it has blown the whistle on malpractices and so on. Sometimes it's exceeded its brief. Just sending off poorly informed messages, show cause notices and so on to journalists and newspapers, sometimes justifiably also. But it doesn't have any teeth, as they say, because it's no enforcement powers. The only powers it has is that of a civil court in asking people to appear before it. But you are under no obligation to implement any of that.
Right, so then why have a body of this nature at all? Because if they are going to kowtow to the government anyway and become an extension of the government, then why have a regulatory body in the place?
It is not a regulatory body. It's a statutory body which sort of has some. We hoped it had some moral authority.
Yeah.
Because that mandate, that two aspects of its mandate are quite worthwhile, because you need some check on unprofessional and unethical practices, at least blowing the whistle on them. And secondly, you need protection for the press against
but have you
misuse of power. And as the Hindu editorial pointed out, on Punjab, it took a good stand.
Right.
During the Punjab militancy in the early 1900s, where
1990s,
it did stand up. Yeah. 1990s, sorry. Yeah. The early 1990s, years of militancy. That it supported, it says, I'm reading from the Punjab press in its efforts to inform the people truthfully and impartially. So, and also and the press council had some, pulled up the large sections of the Hindi press for its coverage of, the Uttar Pradesh, the Ram Janmabhoomi issue, that the press, to summarize both the majority and the minority reports turned car sevak. So that was a good contribution, because it looked at the details. And on paid news, although it didn't come out with, it's the minority report that really named names and, blew the whistle on outright corruption in the media, because there was a lot of protection for the delinquent. That report, one of the first things that Justice Katju did as chairman of the press council was to put that report, the minority report, on its website. Till then, it was being circulated partially, informally, and so on. The press council didn't do it, but Justice Katju deserves credit for Markandeya Katju for putting that on the website, and the truth came out to more people than would have otherwise been the case. So I think there have been some worthwhile contributions, but the whole thing is not it's not suited to the present times. The whole structure of the press council. The problem is what will come in its place. And, so you may even get worse. So
right, sir.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot for speaking to me. Yes. Bye-bye.
This is for Quint.
Yes, sir.
You're going to do a story, is it?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. Bye.